is Thursday, June 11th, 2015. Welcome, everyone, to episode 40, up to 40 now, of the OG Cast, your clan podcast for the original Guardians. My name is Mike. You can find me on Xbox Live. I am mikerocksmore. Got a lot to get to this week, but as always, let's start off with the panel this week. And first off, let's say hi to Howard. How you doing this week?
What's up, everybody? I'm doing great.
That's it?
I'm fantastic. I mean, what else do you need from me? I'm tired a little bit, so I had some coffee right before this, so I'm either going to be hopped up or loopy about halfway through the show. We'll figure it out. It'll be great either way. Either I'll be so tired I can't function, or I'll be wired and licking my camera. So
both things to look out for. Or,
yeah, I'm
exciting things to see.
Yeah, I'm pumped about either one, really. I know you all are just ready to go for it. So,
well, stay tuned. Let's see what happens. Next up, we've got Franz. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. What's going on, guys?
Excellent, excellent. Joining us in the land of the married, it seems now too.
Engaged, not there yet, but
yeah,
shortly.
So, engaged. Yeah, so that's the first step. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, it's all how you look at it,
right? Right. Marriage is a lot like a big video game launch, right? They promise you a bunch of stuff, and then about 10 years in, it finally works how you want it to.
It's on the Destiny track.
Right. Destiny's gonna be awesome, and so will your marriage.
I will abstain from commenting.
Mike's wife much watched the podcast.
Yeah, mine wants nothing to do with it, thank the Lord.
Yep, exactly.
All right. Well, let's dive right in here, and a lot of news to get to this week. So let's talk news, and it's not just specifically just game news. We've got news all over the place, and let's start off with the news. I think it came yesterday, this morning. Can't even remember anymore. But we're getting a new Xbox. This one's going to come with a terabyte drive and that controller that we were talking about a couple weeks ago. That's been officially announced as well.
What's the price on that?
$400.
$400 instead of $350?
Yeah. Now this is still without a Connect.
I think you should save the $50 and buy a 5 terabyte hard drive for $80. It'll run quicker than the one in the Xbox, and you'll get more space. Because 1 terabyte's not going to last you much longer.
No, in running the SATA as opposed to the USB 3.0 is slower anyways. So you may as well just do what Franz said and rock it out.
Yep. Yeah, the 3.0 is quicker, so there's no point. I have slower load times when the game's on my external hard drive than I do on the system itself. And they're cheap. Memory is really cheap, so you pay an extra $40 and you get 4 times the storage space.
That's a good point. And yeah, I didn't realize it was that much quicker. So that's kind of disappointing, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, for the average Joe who doesn't really look into that stuff, it's good. I mean, you're going to be able to fit double the games, so maybe it'll last you a year and a half, 2 years instead of a year.
Well, I'm at 80% on mine right now. I actually, took off a few of the smaller games I wasn't playing anymore. So.
And you just have 500, right?
Yeah, I just have the 500, so I'm going to have to get an external drive here, probably maybe next little bit here. So we'll have to see how big Halo's going to be, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, when all you play is Destiny, you don't need that big of a hard drive, but if you venture out...
This is true.
Yeah.
You plan on venturing out someday.
Metal Gear Solid's going to be a big download, I'm assuming.
That will be too, yeah. So, so I'm definitely not making it to Halo. So I might be able to sneak Metal Gear on there still, but probably nothing else because I think I got like 80 gig or so left. So not a lot.
Yeah. Buy an external hard drive, you'll be good. And it's so easy to it's seamless. You just plug it in and it works. You do a quick formatting and you're done. You're good to go.
Yeah, I've heard it's really simple, so just haven't needed it yet. So, but it definitely is coming. But yeah. So let's while we're talking hardware still, let's talk to the other news of the day here, and this is from Oculus, that little VR headset that took the world by storm. 2 years ago now, almost when it was first announced.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They've announced a partnership with Microsoft, and basically every Oculus is going to ship with an Xbox One controller. So this is pretty significant in itself, too. And plus, it's going to have all the what are they calling it? So basically, you can stream games from your Xbox to your PC, for example. Basically, you can be able to stream games from your Xbox to an Oculus now as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's logical for both groups, especially with Windows 10 coming out and the whole seamless streaming between your PC to your Xbox, and now an Oculus is just another toy to have to go along with it.
Yeah, I'm pumped for it.
Are you?
Well,
are you gonna be a day one adopter?
If I get the game that I want.
Mm.
Yeah. And I think I explained that earlier. I'd love like a live action game where I'm a pimp.
Yes, I saw this.
and I have to regulate my hose and also test the product. I feel like it'd be like being inside of GTA 5, and that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think ultimately it's going to be another gimmick, like the Kinect. I don't know if it's going to catch on. They got to come up with some games specifically just for the Oculus that can't be played on your TV. If they come out with some really great games, then maybe I'd adopt it. But I'm more excited for the HoloLens than I am for Oculus.
That's where I was going to head next. And like, how does this impact HoloLens?
I think that. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine. Because they are different, but they do share similar sort of roles. Like the argument could be made for the less informed consumer that they are identical or are very similar things. So do you think it's just more that Microsoft is just wanting to jump into this sort of space beyond? Because the HoloLens is pretty fantastic from everything we've seen of it so far. And you would think that they would really be trying to double down on that rather than, or is this just a way of getting Xbox games in more people's hands?
I mean, the way I see the HoloLens is it kind of supplements your daily life. Like you put your TV on your wall. You can, if you're wearing it, you can watch TV wherever the hell you go. If you're sitting on the can, you can watch TV, get up, and go back to your couch. But I think the Oculus is more of a solo experience in that you're there, you're playing a game. It's not you don't have like a weather app in the corner or something like. It's strictly just gaming, and when you're using it, that's what you're doing. HoloLens is more universal, can be used for multiple things. That yeah. I think they're two different things. I don't think they'll. I don't know if I don't think they're gonna directly compete with each other. I don't know though.
Yeah, probably not. But
And Microsoft needs something. I mean, PlayStation's got the Vita, Nintendo's got the handheld stuff. They need some other gimmick or shtick to break out besides just having the one, and then of course, Windows. But everything working together and everything being so smooth, I really think it's going to be. I'm interested to see. I'm not going to be an early adopter. I'm not going to buy it right away. It's probably going to have like one game where you're driving a car as an old lady and it's real slow or something. But the HoloLens I find really exciting, which I don't find it much different than just owning a projector, to be honest, and putting it up on your wall. I mean, but getting around and being on the can and being able to watch TV. I feel like we're going to look like the people in WALL-E in a decade. All riding around these carts with stuff projected right in front of us, just looking up, all fat and nasty. I'm a little concerned that maybe we need to have some video games where, like, if you do poorly, it shocks you until you exercise or something like that.
Well, we do seem to be heading down that future, but you bring up a good point there, Ron, Howard, with the handhelds. Like the Vita and the 3DS and all those kind of things. Yes, portable gaming, but are you really going to have people playing Oculus on the bus?
I mean, if I don't have to communicate with people, yeah. If I put that thing right on, right? I mean, it can't take away the smell of people on the bus, but maybe you could put like a thing on that's like called like Bus Puncher or something. And you can mimic penguin punching the people that next to you that don't know what deodorant is. Not that I can say a whole ton, because I mean in my city it's 7 minutes from one end to the other, and I don't think all we have here are school buses. Hell, you can walk from one town, one end of town to the other in an hour. So, I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I do have an example that would be great. Like today, I was driving in my Jeep, my doors are off, and the wind was blowing this direction, and I was on this side, and this guy in Suburban was on the other side. Anyways, he smelled so bad it was blowing into my Jeep. If I could put the Oculus on then and take myself out of that situation, that'd be great. Of course, then I wouldn't be operating my motor vehicle, but I'm not concerned it's a Jeep.
Oh, that's funny.
They're going to get out of my way.
That's kind of my point, though, because like ultimately, Oculus is this all-immersive experience. Like if you're plugged in playing whatever the hell you're playing on it, on a bus, for example, like how are you going to be aware of your stop? Like with a handheld, you can still have some semblance of what's going on around you. But Oculus is a very different, all-encompassing experience.
Well, they'll have an app for that. It'll beep up. You'll go in, you'll punch a button that says I'm getting off at 34th Street, and then it'll show up in the right side of your screen. Your peripheral vision will catch it. Oh, 34th Street stop, I'm there. And then you either sit on because you're in the middle of an awesome mission, or you go ahead and just rock out and get off on your stop. Maybe you just ride the bus all day and play Oculus because your parents suck. We thought about that.
I do not know.
Some real social implications here, fellas. I think we're delving pretty deep.
I think the difference between the two is HoloLens is supposed to supplement and augment your daily life, while the Oculus is just an entertainment tool. You can the HoloLens will be almost like a Google Glass, where you can wear it outside, do whatever and have all your technology with you, while the Oculus has got one purpose: play games, maybe watch movies, that kind of thing.
Do we need another kind of just not proprietary, but sort of just singular device? Like we live in this world now where everything is trying to do everything. It's like even the Xbox, watch TV, stream your Netflix, play your games. It's a living room accessory, not just a video game console.
Right, and our cell phones do everything for us.
Yeah, we got cameras on our cell phones. We can surf the web. We can do everything on our phones, and that's what seems what people want.
My gym, I can smack my cell phone up against a machine, and it tells me what I've done that day. Right? I just rub it by. I mean, everything is connected. Do we need it? I don't know if we need anything besides cell phones anymore. Just give me a bigger screen. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you, Howard. I don't know. It's just more gimmicky, more. I don't know.
I don't want to be so connected that it's distracting my eyes from the hillbilly who's on my wallet. You know what I mean? I'd like to be aware of my surroundings a little bit, and it feels like, well, Oculus will take it completely away, right? I mean, you're not going to know if someone on the bus is getting beat up, and the HoloLens, if it's distracting your eyes a little bit, I don't know. That worries me about society. I mean, it's going to be a bunch of people looking down or looking up and not noticing where they're going. There's going to be wrecks, and people are going to be running into each other, and coffee spilled on everybody's junk. It sounds terrible.
Now, this is the world we live in, because a lot of people are already glued to their phones. But I guess my point is, like, it's just that it seems to be a very, very niche product, and I guess I'm kind of failing to see. Like, yes, it's cool. The technology is amazing, but is it going to be something that people are going to adopt on? Because handhelds themselves it's kind of a dying market. The Vita never sold to PlayStation's expectations. The 3DS does well just because it's the 3DS.
I love the Vita. It is my thing of choice when my wife tells me I have to go to bed and she falls asleep in 2 minutes and I can't sneak out. It keeps me entertained for another hour or two before I go to sleep. And I don't like the DS because it's too cartoony for me. The graphics are terrible. You know, if I want to go back to 1997, I'll just, I don't know, dig up an old crap box and play Farm Simulator or whatever it used to be.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll just have to see. But yeah, big news there. So, all right. Well, let's continue with some news because I'm building something here. So, let's switch gears quickly to Halo, because we got some big Halo news. Game Informer put out a big, or is having their next issue be all about Halo, for example. So we have a lot of stuff coming with that. It was kind of a blunder there too on their part as well, but
right with the silver thing.
Yeah, everyone was saying after this article, people read this article that you didn't need a gold account to play the co-op missions.
I don't think that's a big deal. Who doesn't have a gold account?
I'm sure that people do exist, but how many of them are there? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm more excited for all the free maps we're going to get. It's going to ship with 20 multiplayer maps, and then, what is it? It's either 11 or 15 free DLC maps within 6 months.
I think I saw 15, but yeah, could be wrong.
No, it's one of the two, I forget, but free DLC that's meaningful. That's awesome.
Yeah, and no more segmenting the player base.
Exactly.
That makes me happy.
Yep. I could care less about the gold and silver co-op thing. I mean, people are going to buy Halo to play multiplayer for the most part. You know, you play through the campaign a couple times, but if you're gonna continue to play, it's going to be on the multiplayer aspect. And the fact that they're doing that is a huge step forward, and it's going against the grain of what every other company's doing. They release 3 maps, and you have to pay $10, $15 for it.
Yeah, maybe Call of Duty will take a step from that and do the same thing. Maybe some of these games when they release, Destiny would have been more enjoyable to me if a few months after stuff that was probably already on the disc wasn't $15 or buying a season pass or whatever. That stuff drives me nuts. The only game that it doesn't really bother me in is Borderlands for some reason, because it feels like they add like 60 hours of gameplay every time they throw something at you. But
Because it did.
because it did, yeah. I mean, it's insane the amount of stuff they add every time, and to me it's worth it. Plus, their season pass is always like $20 or something ridiculously low. I don't know. I'm excited. I mean, Halo I'm pumped for already. I think we all are. And the free maps thing just finally sold me. Like, okay, I can slow down on Smite a little bit and play some Halo. I've got till what, November?
Yeah.
Or October? Well,
End of October.
October.
So I'll get like 3 weeks of Halo before my True the Ball comes out, the Battlefront game.
Mm.
Well, while we're talking Destiny too, because basically the new expansion was sort of leaked too. Kind of been rumored that it's going to be called the Taken King. Apparently, it's going to be $40. Going to get raid, new story missions, all that kind of stuff. Basically, it's basically all but confirmed. Bungie has yet to say that yes, this is happening, but I think it's pretty much set in stone at this point.
Well, I know I don't talk Destiny very often, but I do have an opinion on this. The name sounds like something that happens in prison, really. The Taken King, it's like somebody becomes somebody's bitch. I don't like the name, but that's all I have on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty standard. It's not doing anything that a lot of companies don't do now, especially an Activision company.
Yep.
We'll just have to wait and see exactly what we get. But I'm assuming it's just a beefed up DLC.
Well, hopefully it's more along the lines of what we traditionally call an expansion. But yeah, we'll have to see. Obviously, next week is E3, where hopefully we'll find out all the details. Which leads us to the main point. We got a lot of news this week already. And I guess what I'd like to maybe talk about is, E3 is like pretty much, I think we can all pretty much guarantee it's like the biggest week in gaming. Like there are other conferences and all that, but E3 is pretty much, it's the show. And here we've got, a week before, a whole bunch of these, announcements and, teases, releases, even Fallout dropping their trailer last week. Is it just to build hype? Is it just because there's just too much going on at E3 that everyone needs their own little bit of time? And I guess ultimately, what is the purpose of E3 if all these things are going to be announced beforehand?
I think you should be excited, Mike, because I think they're getting all the technicalities out of the way, and it's just going to be showing gameplay, and it's saving time because you have an hour or two at a conference, so now they don't have to. At Halo's conference, they don't have to talk about all the maps they're going to give you. They can just show you some stuff. They don't have to talk about. They don't have to. Same thing. They don't have to surprise you with Fallout and give you this now, a trailer when they can just show you gameplay because you already expect it. I think it's good. Getting the little gimmicky stuff out of the way and just getting to the meat of it at E3.
Apologize, my son wants to draw. As it keeps coming down with the pen and paper.
Well, let him draw, man. No, that's a really fair point, Franz, and I never really... But I guess in the end, like, how much time would it take to announce new console on stage? 2 minutes? Not even?
Yeah, but it's not.
Obviously,
It's not sexy, right? Who cares about a new console?
not true, but it's all part of the overall experience, I guess. Like let's face it, like Microsoft and Sony, they're putting millions of dollars into their conference or into their showcases or press conferences or whatever the heck you want to call them. Like I don't know, it's still very very fair point though.
I think we're going to see all stuff we haven't heard, so I don't think it's because they're going to repeat stuff at E3. I think it's so they can get some of the stuff out of the way and show us new stuff at E3. So I'm excited for it.
Howard, you got any thoughts or?
I don't know. I think it's cool that we're getting some of this stuff beforehand. I felt like that's what we're supposed to have E3 for, but the Fallout thing is so big. I think that's an ego thing. Some of these releases we're getting in leaks are probably like hey, we're bigger than E3. We don't actually need E3 to do this. And maybe like you said, it's not going to be so much just filibustering on stage for 45 minutes about nothing, and maybe we'll just see games. Maybe we're just going to see just pumped up games and everything we want to see, and God, I hope so. But lately, I feel like E3 comes, and then I can go ahead and take like 10 things off the list that I'm really excited about, and it's going to take like 3 years before I see it. And it seems like this year there's so many big game releases coming out that maybe our year's just going to be stacked. It's already stacked. I mean, we've got so much going on right now. I don't even have enough time to play the games I want to play besides Smite.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very good year. I don't see any bad things coming down the road.
Yeah.
Even if one game disappoints, there's going to be plenty to fill its place, more than I have time for.
Yeah.
Howard was saying.
For sure.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. All
Rock
right.
and roll.
Let's quickly shift gears here, and while we're sort of talking Halo here still, let's quickly talk about that. Not the truth is, I think the season finale is coming very soon. I think it's a two-parter. I think it's going to start this coming weekend and then probably maybe finish the week after. I'm all caught up. I'm a big believer in it now. I know I was bragging on it early on, but it's really turned around. It's really
intense.
It's really it's getting intense. It's really good. It's really well done. Well, it was always really well done, but. So I guess let's maybe put on our speculating hats, I guess, and with these events, do you guys think that these things are going to be transferred into the game at all, or how are you guys all caught up? Or
Yeah, I'm all caught up.
I am waiting for it all to be released, and I'm just gonna binge listen to it. So I can't speak much to it, or at all. But I'm excited. So, Howard, what do you think?
I think we're going to see some Master Chief in Hunt the Truth. I think he's going to save Benjamin, or something's going to happen in that manner. I just have that feeling. I don't think we'll see the characters carry over too much. But I think some of the a-holes that are causing the problems with Ani and all the other stuff, I think they're going to be some big players in the game. With all the stuff that's being driven. I don't know. It's one of the coolest lead-ins to a game I've seen in a while. I wish more people could come up with something like that. I mean, if Destiny would have had these logs that we listened to for 20 minutes a week that kind of talked about stuff, and even if it was from the past or the future or something that told all this story. I mean, I know that the lore behind Halo is ridiculous, so it's kind of simple for them to build upon that. But it's really creatively done. The voice acting's on point. I mean, that guy, who is it? The guy from Key and Peele, right?
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, can you even tell it's him unless you really listen? And the
I
girl.
can't hear it. I still can't hear it.
The girl.
Petra?
I don't know. Petra. I don't know who plays her, but it sure as hell sounds like Colby Smulders.
Yeah.
Agent Hill. Is it her?
It sure sounds like her. I haven't really dug too deep into it, but it sure sounds like her.
I couldn't get the information on it, so I was like, it's got to be her, because they haven't really said who anybody is besides him.
Yeah, and it barely sounds like him even. So like, yeah, it's. But yeah, I would be willing to bet money that it is her.
That makes me like her even more, because she's just banging.
Plus, you could kick your ass too.
Right. On top of all that.
But there's something hot about that too. I'm a big Black Widow fan myself, and Black Widow would beat the ever-loving piss out of me. So that's awesome. So.
Good. Did we already talk Destiny?
No, we haven't yet, but probably quickly should here.
No, I'm just making sure I got my glasses ready.
Oh well, yeah, won't be long. So don't get too comfy there.
Okay.
Basically, elimination playlist or mode that was brought into Crucible this week. So that's of course the Trials of Osiris mode. So that's available for everyone to play now. And I guess other one thing in the update today saying that next week the Skolas fight is getting nerfed. They're taking off all the elemental burns that have been applied thus far.
Yeah, which is good. I wouldn't say it's getting nerfed. It's just getting changed, altered to make more sense. Because
True.
Yeah, I mean it could be easy if you just burn them down, but I don't know. They're doing good things.
Have you done it yet, Franz?
No, I haven't.
Skolas?
No, I haven't. The only time I tried was with you, Mike, and that was frustrating as all hell. So
it was. So.
I'm excited to see what they'll do with it. Hopefully, it'll be a fun fight. There's a couple other bosses that probably need to be changed, but at least they're working on it, and it's actually kind of quick turnaround. You know?
Very.
So that's good.
No, for sure. And I guess one more thing quickly, Clan Wars is going to be Clash this weekend, and it has the Rocket Man perk, so use your rocket launchers to...
yeah, Rocket Man.
All right, let's move over to Smite. Howard, wake up.
Whoa, I'm back. That was fast.
Told you.
I'm so proud of you, mofos. I don't even know what to tell you. All right, we have a little bit of Smite stuff tonight, so man, I'm just gonna have to blow right into it here. Find all my buttons. Bam. Okay, so our Smiters have been a little lazy this week. I'm assuming because their sandwich dealer is out of jail. So this is one of my builds for Artemis, and I love Artemis. She's crazy. Bye, Mike. She's fantastic. She does a lot of damage, and she's got a lot of burst. So real quick, I'm going to go over the build that I give. This changes, obviously, between match and what's going on. Sometimes you have protection, sometimes you don't. I call this the triple crit build. Everybody calls it triple crit build. It's the Deathbringer. 50 physical power, 20% critical chance, critical strike damage is increased by 50%. Rage, 30 physical power, 30% critical chance. If your basic attack does not crit, your critical strike chance increases by 10%, max 5 stacks, resets unsuccessful crit. Warrior Tabi, 18% movement speed, 40% physical power. You don't really have a real escape as Artemis, so you need to be able to run around. Malice is the third part of the crit build. 50 physical power plus 20% critical chance. If your basic attack crits, you deal an additional plus 75% of your total power as physical damage over the next 3 seconds. This one, Bloodforge, I switch Bloodforge up between Dev Gauntlets and Hasten Fatalis, depending on the match, but 40% physical power, 15% plus 40 physical power, and plus 15% physical lifesteal, which is pretty important. Each successful hit on an enemy grants you plus 5 physical power and plus 2% physical lifesteal. Golden Bow, this is crazy. That's the wrong bow. I clicked on the wrong bow. Look at that. Let me do a scroll here and get my proper bow. So I did not want to use that one. Look at that. See, remember when I told you I was prepared earlier?
You lied.
Totes a lie. Totes a lie. Oh, good God. I can't even read. We're getting there.
Is the build order the way you've been saying it?
It depends on the match. I usually try to go for bow first, the Odysseus bow, and it's plus 40% attack speed, and that's crazy. And here's the best part. Every basic attack has a 25% chance to trigger a chain lightning, damaging the target up to 4 nearby enemies for 30 damage, plus 50% of your total physical power. This cannot trigger more than once every 1 second. Basically, you're an auto attack nightmare, and this is the best lane clear. You know, you just hold the trigger down and you go. Everything, all the minions die, and you collect gold. Everybody gets nuked. So now that I've added that, or I didn't add it, how many times I got to click on that? Plus, I said, look at that. We'll get there. All right, coming in hot, bringing it back around. Here's the important part of all this. Power's okay, 225. It's not high. Your attack speed is pretty quick, but your crit chance here is 86%. So you have a 40% attack speed, and you just basically keep pulling that trigger, and you just, everybody nukes, everybody melts. You crit a ton. She's one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite builds for her. Sometimes I'll switch out one of these down here that gives me a little bit of power, like Bloodforge for Hasten Fatalis, which is every time. I can show it to you real quick. When a basic attack hits a target, the attacking movement speed debuff is removed from you for 1 second, which means that you're just constantly nuking stuff, and it's phenomenal. You can just run and gun. As long as you're hitting something, you can run and gun. You can just keep moving and blowing things up. And every one of my triple kills I've gotten in the game has come with Artemis, just nuking stuff. And she works well with anybody who's got a stun or a slow. Okay, so that's covering Artemis. Do you have any questions?
Can't say that I do.
There's an abundance of information about Smite tonight, so I'm trying to blow through it a little bit. So right here, I'm going to show you our Battlefly screen. Team Turtle Dick beat Team Penguin Puncher this week. And by the way, for a clarification, Team Penguin Puncher does not punch penguins. They use penguins to punch people. Okay, they have like superhero penguin hands. And then, of course, Team Ottergynos just absolutely molested Team Velociraptor. It was pretty fantastic. So, to all you folks watching, here's the rest of the tournament. We're not going to redraft this week because we had some time. We had some people off and some people on vacation and doing things, so we didn't get all 3 games in this week. But right now, we've got that going on. Everybody's played 1 game at this point, so that's pretty awesome. Okay, moving along. Whoa. Nope. Okay, I'm back. Here I am. And this is a ridiculous amount of notes. Opwash came out this week, and he is a mage, and he's pretty good. I like him. His slow is ridiculous. His heal is ridiculous. His passive, he eats his corpses that he spits out up to 6 at a time, and it gives him health and mana is the main part to go over. I'll cover him some more next week because there are a ridiculous amount of notes, and it would take me, I need like my own 30-minute segment of the podcast to get through all of Smite, which is pretty ridiculous. There's been a bunch of changes to some characters and a bunch of different things that have happened. Let's see here. Let me see if I can cover the ones that I'm excited about real quick. No. Sun Wukong got some stuff, but he sucks, so I don't really care. The big one is Devourer's Gauntlets got reduced. Reduced base physical power from 30 to 25. Increased maximum stacks from 60 to 75. Reduced physical life steal per stack from 0.25 to 0.20. And reduced physical power per stack from 0.25 to 0.4. Dev Gauntlets were what everybody wanted to buy, and now they're kind of changing a little bit. And people aren't getting it as much. Where did my other page go? Well, that's scary. I just lost a whole page of notes. Okay. Well, that's good. All right. Well. Oh, and here's the most important part. One we're all excited about. Medusa got nerfed, so noobs can't just pop in and hop on Medusa's back and kill everybody without trying. All-Pwash is a little OP, but late game, if you're using your head, we played against one. Keith and I played against one the other night. At the beginning of the game, he was doing pretty well. He was getting some kills. And by the end of the game, he was nothing. We just moved out of the way of his ult and watched where his corpses were going. It's pretty telegraphed. And we started off in the first probably 6 minutes of the match. We had our tower and our Phoenix gone, and we ended up coming back and getting a deicide and wiping them in the end. But it was a long match. It was like 40-some minutes, which was pretty awesome. Okay, so the last thing I had this week is our clip of the week. Eon's got us all pimped out, so we're going to do some screen sharing again here real quick. Yeah, whatever. That'll work. Now I'm screen sharing. I'm screen sharing you guys. Isn't that awesome?
Who's he playing as?
Everybody. It's just him blowing up everywhere he goes.
I mean, his character. Who's he?
No, right now he's I think Bakasura. He's Neath in a few seconds here. There's a triple quill, quadra kill. I mean, he just went bananas. There he is, his Nurse Neath. She's pretty hot.
I wasn't doing that when I was playing as Neve.
He does it quite often. Now this last one, I'm pretty sure he did it because it shows me dying. There I go.
Yeah. Very cool.
So there's our clip of the week. It's up on our YouTube channel for anybody to watch. That's what, 3 or 4 quadra kills.
Cool.
Yeah, sorry, the YouTube, even though I closed it, it reopened and started playing a Minecraft mod video, and it was so loud I thought I was going to die. My sentence disappeared when my skull exploded.
Well, you know those Minecraft kids, they get yelly.
I will cover the patch next week. And the most important thing is they didn't bring clans into patch. So once again, we're kind of left blind and recruiting a little bit. We're not getting everything we want. It'll be really nice when we can get the OG tag up. And
Is that? I was just gonna say, is that something they plan on doing soon?
It was supposed to be in this patch, is what we were told. They said clans were coming soon, and we assumed it was the oTriageo patch, but it wasn't. Hunter's got nerfed or buffed a little bit. Neath is going to be a wrecking ball a little bit. They upped her damage, did some stuff. So anybody who's good with Neath, as you just saw, Eons obviously is. He pays attention to what's coming, and he's starting to master her, so I'd be scared if he's running her. Just don't play against him is my advice.
Good thing he's on our team, right?
Well, not in the tournament, but he was on the other team the other night, and I think we beat him pretty bad. So, sorry, Eons. I love you, man.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Right. Right. Well, to be honest, Team Velociraptor was probably the favorite for the first round of tourneys, but somehow I got carried by Limbo and Preekst. That's how you say it, Preekst. John and Sean. How's that sound? That's much better. Any questions?
No, I'm good.
Sounds
Usually,
like no,
yeah.
it just sounds like big things are happening. No specific questions, but doing a good job over there.
We're trying. We have what would be we have a rowdy bunch of Smiters. If you guys ever poke in the channel, there's never never a dull moment. That's for sure. Probably never an appropriate moment either. But you know, I guess when you task me with being a lead of one of OG's divisions, you probably knew what you were getting into in the beginning. A little bit, you know. Perhaps I'm slightly out of control like 90% of the time, and you know, I just kind of swoop in and screw up everybody's day and then keep going. That's kind of how it's running, but luckily the members are all freaking fantastic. I've got some more videos from Sploosh and from MD that I'm going to put on the channel here tomorrow of MD coming in hot, as he calls it, with Athena. She's not meant to kill things, but somehow he manages to find a way to do it here or there. Yeah, so they're kicking ass. They're doing all the ass kicking, to be honest. I'm just along for the ride and to make sure they behave themselves moderately. Which is like a full-time job, really. I mean, you could put somebody else in charge of Smite and just make me chat moderator, and for the fact that I would have to moderate something is ridiculous, right? Because I think I constantly offend in every channel I go to.
Well, it doesn't help that you're constantly smiting in all the chats either. So,
listen, more people need to know about Smite. So a couple times a day, I feel like it's my job to let them know Smite's awesome. You know, you guys gained like 40 Destiny members this week. I want to go over and say Smite and see if somebody's like, what is this Smite? And how do I get in on this? You know, it's a little poaching, but I saw you in our channel poaching. Like every day, Jeff comes over and tells Ridge to come back. By the way, thank you, Ridge, for my notes that I didn't all read, but now you don't have to help me on next week.
hey, well, Ridge was ours first, so.
Yeah, you stole him.
No, I didn't steal him. Smite stole us. Because I was yours first too. You know, at one point I belonged to the Destiny clan, and I never obviously left OG. I never was going to. I just tired of that game, I suppose. But I try it. You know, every once in a while I reinstall it. And play a couple of rounds of Crucible, and then I remember how much I like Smite, and I just have to uninstall it again and put, like, I don't know.
Going back to Crucible is not the best plan. That's brings out the rage in a lot of people.
I don't rage much. But I've had some pretty bad matches in Smite where I should have been frustrated, but I feel like the learning curve of Smite is steeper. But it's fairer, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same. You know, it's if you learn about builds, you do a couple things. You know, everybody gets the same gear, the same stats. There's not this big spectrum of how much time you put in. You know, if you're brilliant with numbers and you're some theory crafter, you could be amazing at Smite in your first hour, just by paying attention to what everything does.
And listening to this podcast and getting some good builds.
And getting some good builds. Boom. Boom. There's probably someone out there watching being like, man, I hated that Artemis build, but I like it that way. And, I mean, I tell you what, some of my videos are of triple kills with her, and you'll just see it. Late game, early game, she's really weak. Late game, she starts hitting things for like 5, 6, 7, 800. You know, when people only have 3K health, you can imagine how quickly they die. Mm-hmm. Well, that's all I got on the Smite front. I am thirsty, though.
Yeah, you've done a lot of talking, so yeah.
You're an asshole, Mike. I miss Keith's dreamy eyes. I don't have anything to focus on tonight. I'm looking at your flower picture in the background.
What are me and Mike here? Chopped liver.
You know, the
I got beautiful blue eyes too, man.
I can't tell because of the lights in the background.
I gotta get better lighting in here.
And you're taken now, so you know. I mean, what are we supposed to do? I didn't even know you had a boyfriend. I mean a girlfriend, slash a fiance. I totally jacked that up, didn't I?
Let's keep this civil now.
I thought I was in chat for a second and not live on the air. I apologize.
We can settle this in chat later, buddy.
And the new Smite lead is not Howard. My bad. But I wasn't even aware. You know, we all talk about so much during the day. You know, a lot of it's our personal lives and stuff, kids, families.
Absolutely.
You're just too guarded, Franz. I think you need to open up a little bit. I mean, if you're going to get married, I really think you need to work out talking out your emotions, pal. Or
I got a lot of built up stuff in here.
Mm-hmm.
One of these days we'll have a therapy session podcast.
Everybody gets drunk and bitches. I am in. Sold.
Oh, maybe we'll do that for our year anniversary, which is coming up faster than I want to think. But
what episode are we at, Mike?
we're 40, so
Oh
12
man,
more, so 3 months, and we'll be at this for a full year.
awesome.
Minus a week, I guess. We took Christmas off, but that's to be expected. So I'm not working Christmas with us.
Lack of dedication, to be honest, is the way I see it.
I can live with that.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, I just wanted to touch on one last thing here, and you kind of touched on it here just a minute ago, Howard. Basically, we did a lot of recruiting. Obviously, you know, for Smite in previous weeks, and we just recruited a whole bunch in Destiny this week. Got a whole bunch of applications, a whole bunch of new people, a bunch of faces in the chat. So, I just wanted to take this opportunity and say welcome to everybody. Smite, Destiny, whatever you're playing, we're glad to have you. And yeah, it looks like we got a good group of people going here. So, we're hoping to keep the good times rolling, and hope everyone's enjoying. So far, people on Destiny side, obviously, like never run the raid before, and actually ran a couple through last night, Franz and I. And
It was a lot of fun.
It was, yeah, going back to Old Vault of Glass and doing that. So that's definitely something that we want to keep going. You know, reach out to myself or Franz or any of the other, Jeff, Austin.
Old Jeff.
Any of those guys who have been in the chat a while, yeah, we're more than willing to help everybody with whatever he's doing. You know, so raids, nightfalls, whatever. So if you hit us up, and yeah, we'll definitely help you out. So hopefully everyone's having a good time so far, and yeah.
Absolutely, guys. Don't be shy. If you haven't been playing the game that long, just hit us up. We'll help you out with whatever. I'm usually always on, you know, so always willing to help out.
Absolutely. Well, I think that'll just about do it, unless you guys got something you'd like to add in here.
I'm good.
Good?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Links are in the show notes to the few things we talked about here. See the press releases for the Oculus and Xboxes, and got a video that Bife did for the Taken King, what we know about that so far. Some Halo stuff in there as well. Check that out. Links are below. As for the rest of the stuff, website, originalguardians.com. Check it out. If you're listening to this and would like to send us an application, yeah, please do. I'll try to get some more content. I know there's been a little bit of a void, I guess, lately. But hard to believe, yeah, just time just flies by, so I can't believe even my last post has been a couple weeks ago now, so I'll try and get some more stuff up on the website here in the near future as well. Facebook, just search Original Guardians. Twitter, we're at oGuardians. And if Google Plus is your thing, just search plus Original Guardians. Yeah.
All right, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll be back next Thursday at 10:30 Eastern. And yeah, we'll be back then. Thanks everyone for listening or watching. And yeah, we'll be back next week.
Later, guys. See you then.
Butterscotch, yo.